All right, ladies and gentlemen, people of the interwebs, welcome back to my couch. All right, guys, today I'm excited. We have here a Monstera that I bought on Facebook Marketplace. It's beauty. It's a beauty. I like it. I love it. The thing is, I wanted to buy a Monstera that has these slits in the leaves. These are called fenestrations. You can see the slits in there. And the thing is, when you buy a little Monstera at the store, it's got the round leaves, and it takes a while for the plant to mature and create the leaves with the fenestrations. I didn't want to wait. I like this look, so I was looking for a cutting that had the fenestrations with a nice big leaf, and I saw this on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, yes, mine. And look at this, it's even got a little leaf that's starting to unfurl, so that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. And today we're doing an emergency transplant with this plant. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace, and I figured I'd do the right thing. I'd let it acclimatize for a week or two in my apartment before I repotted it. But I watered it Monday. It's now Friday. The soil still feels kind of moist. So I stuck the moisture meter in it. And if you don't have one of these are a plant saver for sure. And it was 10 out of 10. Like, the moisture was off the chart. So this thing is sitting in water. This little container I bought it in has a lot of drainage holes, but I guess the water's not draining. It's not drying out. This plant is a little too wet. So I don't know. I don't know what to do here, because on one hand, this is a cutting. It was rooted in water, so the roots are used to being in water. And when you transplant something that you grew in water into soil, you want it to be a little wet so the roots don't get shocked. But my gut is telling me that this is too wet, so I'm going to transplant it into a terracotta pot today, because I definitely don't want the roots to rot. I already killed one Monstera. I bought a Thai constellation a year ago, and I put it in potting mix, and I put sand in there. And I got the sand from the beach, and after the plant died, everything stunk like fish, so I figured bacteria. I didn't know what I was doing back then, and I made a mistake. Don't use sand from the beach to plants. That's definitely a bad idea. Don't do what I have done. Learn from my mistake. I was very sad that I killed the Thai constellation. It was tough to find, and yeah, and I don't want that to happen to this plant. So I'm going to transplant it into some terracotta, and that's what we're doing today. And I'll make another video about the moisture meter. I'll probably do that after this. But this thing is amazing. You stick it in the soil, and it'll tell you how moist it is. The little meter goes. There's no batteries or anything. It's just super easy. And if you're worried about overwatering your plants, just stick the meter in there, and if it tells you it's wet, don't put more love in there, you know what I mean? Because we all like to overlove our plants. We're thinking, yeah, more water, it'll grow faster. Don't make that mistake. I've made that mistake. Okay, so I've done my research online this time, and with Monsteras, it's pretty simple. What they want is a soil that is very airy, and they want the water to drain right through. So they don't want to be sitting in moisture like it is right now. This soil is way too wet. And I picked up a few things online that, well, not online, at the local store. So we have perlite. Perlite is great because it's sort of a filler in the soil. Put some perlite in there. It's a filler that allows the water to drain. So the more perlite you have in the soil, the faster it drains. So that's the first thing. Then I have some regular potting mix. I'm not going to put too much of this, because the potting mix will retain water. Let's put 3 scoops of this. I'm not measuring anything, I'm just going by feel based on what I saw online. So this is just Miracle Grow potting mix. There's 3 scoops of that. Then I have cactus mix. And we're going to put 3 scoops of this, so it's like 50% cactus mix, 50% potting mix. So the cactus mix is designed to drain water a little faster. Okay, so that's done. Then I have some orchid mix, and this is just basically bark. So that's what we're gonna get with orchid mix. And that's also gonna help the water drain a little faster. And last but not least, I've never used this before. Worm castings. Worm poop. Oh, okay. And let's put 1 scoop of this. Now the worm castings, I'm gonna put a scoop and a half. What that's good for is that it's nutrients. So when the worms eat whatever they eat in the ground, they poop it out, and that's nutrients. So this is going to be a little bit of nutrients mixed into the soil that the plant can feed off of. So we're just going to mix this up. I'm going to add a little more perlite to the mix. Okay, so this looks like a good mix for the plants. Now let's take it out of here. Be careful with this, I don't want to break it. Let's try and do a little digging with my fingers in here. Oh, that's super wet, super wet. Hopefully the roots are not damaged. Oh, is that all there was, huh? Okay, so it was just one massive hook-looking root. Okay. Okay, so that's too wet. Alright, so leave that over there. We'll mix this in with everything else. Take some of it out. So now we're going to get the terracotta. And put this little mesh on the bottom to cover up that hole. That later. Okay, so this is just a garlic container. I don't know if they sell the garlic in your area like this, but what I do is I take this mesh and I use that to cover up the hole so all the soil doesn't come through. It does a pretty good job. It stretches. And there we go. Cover that up. Now, here's what I'm thinking. It's just one root in such a big terracotta pot. Is it a good idea to plant this in here, or should I plant it in something smaller? Because obviously that root's not going to soak up a lot of water. Maybe I should put it in something smaller now until the root develops, and then put it in something bigger. I think that would be a smarter choice, because you have a big pot, and if it's all wet and it's just one root, it's not going to soak up all the water. It might lead to rot. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's get a smaller pot. Alright, so I have this smaller terracotta pot. We're just going to do the same thing, and I'm going to save this soil for another plant. And I think this will fit in here better. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so there we go. We've repotted it. I didn't think it was going to need such a small pot. I mixed a lot of soil up. But, yeah, there it is. There it is. So, fingers crossed. I hope this survives. What's it called? I'm really excited to grow Monstera. It's one of those plants that just, it's really iconic now. And these leaves and the shapes and the fenestrations. I'm really excited that I picked this one up. And this little leaf, too, is going to unfurl, so that's pretty cool. And now I'm just going to soak it. I was going to soak it here on the table in here, but now that's filled with soil. But what you want to do is now you run this through the under the tap, or just pour water through it till it all drains out the bottom, and just give it a thorough soaking. And this soil here should definitely dry out a lot faster than this stuff, which is still soggy a week after I watered the plant. So there we go. That is the Monstera. Hopefully it survives. I'm pretty sure it'll survive. I've made my mistakes. I've learned my lessons. We're doing it the right way this time. Alright, and that is that. I'm excited to grow a Monstera. I've wanted to grow a Monstera for a while now. I think they're beautiful plants. And now that we have it in proper soil that isn't going to stay soggy and wet, I think it has a greater chance of surviving. So that's just something, if you're buying plants from people online, something to pay attention to, right? when you know, make your cuttings and you sell your plant cuttings, you just use whatever soil you have at hand at the moment. But I mean, if you're buying a plant that needs a particular soil, maybe pay attention to that. When you buy the plant, you might have to transplant it, as we did with this one. But yeah, very excited. It's got a little leaf unfurling, so that's really cool. And then these fenestrations on these leaves. See, the thing is, when you buy a plant that already has fenestrations, or a cutting that already has fenestrations, the new leaves should have fenestrations, so you don't have to wait for that maturing process, which is what I did here. And that is that. So thank you for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be talking about plants more, and when I can, when this pandemic is over, maybe I can go find some other plant people in the city. I know there's some other plant YouTubers here in Toronto, and I'll see if I can meet up with them, chat with them, you know, do whatever, collaborate. And the other thing we do on this channel, if you haven't noticed, is food. So when I can, we'll get some people in here and we'll do some couch cooking. Couch cooking, because I think that's going to be popular with the millennials, because I don't think anyone has big kitchens in their apartments anymore. It's just little kitchens. So I want to explore the idea of couch cooking. Let's see what we can cook on a couch, because I do everything on the couch now, right? But anyway, that's it. Peace out. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.